Hi everyone, welcome to Have You Heard? Today we are listening to the underplayed, underappreciated, but magnificent Strawbs. And we have got Bursting at the Seams here, their 1973 album, and we're going to be playing Down by the Sea, probably the most hard-hitting song on the album. And I would imagine Dave Lambert, the guitarist's favourite song, because he really gets to throw those power chords in. Um, they haven't they haven't received much attention on YouTube, the Strawbs. Certainly, this particular song. I think there's just one reaction. Now, this is our fourth reaction or playing of a Strawbs song. We've done Tears and Pavan off this album. We've done Queen of Dreams off the magnificent Grave New World, and there's more to come from there. We have done Round and Round from Hero and Heroine, and we've done Where is the Stream of Your Youth from Just a Collection of Antiques and Curios, where the headline really was Rick Wakeman bursting into the limelight in the music world as a showman, as a keyboard player, and as a potential prog rock god, which is, of course, what he became. It all started, well, it didn't all start for him with the Strawbs, but he certainly came to prominence with them. Anyway, let's listen to the song first of all, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. I love this song. Oh, it is so good. And I was able to see them play this live on the Hero and Heroine tour, and my goodness me, it was brilliant. Okay, Down by the Sea by Strawbs from their 1973, January 1973 album, Bursting at the Seams. Here we go.
Take found myself staring into space, rather like the sailor in my own home surroundings. I'm not sure I know me. If you were me, what would you do? Don't tell me I don't need you to. It won't help me now. If you were me, what would you do? Don't tell me I don't need you to. It won't help me now.
This should be one of the all-time classics. This should be a song that everybody who's into prog, who's into rock, who's into the whole 70s thing should know. It should be championed. It should be broadcast from the highest heights. But it's not. It's Strawbs. This got to number 2 in the UK, this album. Um, it got to number 121 in the US, I think 65 in Canada, halfway between the two. And thereby lies the problem. So huge in the UK. Although, to be fair, it has to be said that this album got to number 2 mainly because of two top 10 singles, Part of the Union and Lay Down. Part of the Union is a novelty song, and I mean, it's one track I tend to jump. It's not my cup of tea. It was great to see Strawbs in the limelight for a short while for them, and as a fan, I was happy for them, but it wasn't. That's not the Strawbs. And Lay Down is a basic pop rock song. Okay, but it's not like this. It's not as deep. It's not as emotional. It's not as, well, damn brilliant as this song is. I mean, it has so. This is a real prog song. You go through all the various steps, those arpeggios at the beginning, and it's Dave Lambert's guitar and it's Blue Weaver's keyboard, and they're playing in harmony, in sync there. And then into Dave Cousins in doing his whole early Strawbs folk kind of thing. And he's got such an unusual, unique voice. It, it always makes me laugh when reactors say, "Oh, he's got such a unique voice. It sounds like so and so." No, it's not a unique voice if it sounds like somebody else. This guy does not sound like anybody else. Dave Cousins, wonderful, unique, idiosyncratic, but he wrote brilliant songs. Um, and maybe you think a lot like me about those who live down by the sea, or something like that. But it just builds that atmosphere. And then in come Dave Lambert's power chords. Oh, and then you know you're in for a ride. And then that next section is great. You've got Dave Cousins doing his inner Robert Plant. You've got those chords. Uh, and then you got Richard Hudson on drums and John Ford on bass, and particularly John Ford on bass. Brilliant bass line. Absolutely. And yet these two guys wanted to go off and play pop just because they had a hit with Part of the Union. I really don't get it. They were such good players. Um, I remember Richard Hudson, if you go back to Just a Collection of Antiques and Curios, that's a live gig. And he's not playing a full drum kit, I don't think. I think he's mainly playing um, congas and that kind of percussion. I might be wrong, but certainly on Where is this Dream of Your Youth, he's playing congas. But here he is on a full drum kit doing the business. Um, the bass is magnificent and it just drives the central portion of the song. And then you got the crashing chords, and then Dave's coming back. Last night I lay in bed and held myself, trying to remember how it once was with you. And how many young men of a certain age now, but of a time then, felt like that after a relationship had broken down, and you're just thinking, oh my word, what am I going to do? It is so emotional. Excuse me. Emotional and stark, and absolutely great. Then you're back with the arpeggios again, and you're into that climax with the orchestra. Um, Now it used to be Robert Kirby. I'm going to check in on the album for this. Who did the orchestral arrangements? Robert Kirby did Grave New World. Let's see what it says here. Lovely sleeve notes, by the way, on this album, on the album sleeve with all the lyrics. Here we go. Yeah, Bob Kirby, conductor of the number 30 at Air Studios. I don't think he's a bus conductor. Robert Kirby was an arranger, and although it doesn't say on the album, I'm pretty certain it was Robert Kirby that did the orchestral arrangements there. Absolutely fantastic, and it just builds to that huge climax at the end. This should be up there with the greats of progressive rock. Okay, I've had my piece. Strawbs meant so much to me between 1971 and 75, the 4 years that I'd become a huge prog fan, and I left home and I lived in London for a couple of years and I did my own thing. And Strawbs were all around me. And I loved them so much. They gave me Rick Wakeman. They gave me um, three brilliant albums in Grave New World, Bursting at the Seams, and Hero and Heroine. And I think they'll always be the three great albums if anyone does rankings. And I know that a few people on YouTube have done rankings lists. Those three will be the top three. And then I emigrated and I just kind of lost touch. But I'll always love these three albums, plus Just a Collection of Antiques and Curios. which, as I say, I've already played on the channel. So go back and listen to those other Strawbs songs if you're new to this particular video. If you haven't seen us before and you think you might like Strawbs, go back to those other videos. They're in the Prog Classics playlist attached, and have a good old listen. If you've enjoyed yourself, please like the video and consider subscribing. We are moving from strength to strength, and we'll be in a position in the not too distant future to maybe start memberships and create a community whereby we can share music with each other. It's not just one-way traffic from me, it's both ways. But so we'll wait and see. Comments, of course, are always welcome. Please let me know what you think of the song, the band, the album. And I really do look forward to seeing you on the next video, which will be tomorrow, because we do one every day. But until then, cheers everybody.